have kayak specific gear. So this is Sea Tugs wheel set. It all comes apart, and I can put this underneath my kayak to where if I get to a water crossing or something, or maybe there's a long stretch of pavement I got to walk around, or if it's just open ground, I'll put these wheels underneath my kayak. Then I just have a regular old, this is actually a cycling bag that's waterproof up to a certain point. And it has my food, my electronics, things like that. Below it is a sleeping pad. I just keep it there because it's convenient. Moving up to the front, of course, I got a GoPro for documentation. I got a case with my phone in it. Here, let's make sure I don't fall off this thing. Of course, I have a big old wide-brimmed hat. The baseball hat was only meant to see a fly ball. It doesn't protect you from the sun. So I went back to kind of a big old palm hat. I've kind of kept it pretty simple. This is a dry bag, and in it would have sleeping bag, tent, things like that. The way I've set up my electronics is I have 3 large battery banks that I power up at different spots that people let me charge, and that powers my GoPro, my phone, even this, you know, if I want to. And so it kind of keeps me up and going. My battery consumption is a lot higher than somebody else who's trying to be more of a minimalist. And the reason why is I have a lot more electronics documenting and going as I go. I have some items I could cut to save weight, such as, you know, I have a journal that I journal in every night to where I'll remember this, you know, all the little stuff. I have a inflatable pillow, and a lot of people will mess with me for that because most hikers will use their bag full of extra clothes as their pillow. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spare any expenses, you know, like on that. You know, sleep is number one. If you mess your sleep up, then you're going to have a bad day. Other than that, that's about it. I did, you know, backpacking on the Appalachian Trail, and you'd have to carry all that weight, so I applied the same mindset to this thing. I could go lighter, but there's some other goals I have along this trip, and so what I've done is I've kind of kept it light. Of course, I have a few other things like an extra set of oars. I'm trying to think for kayak. Oh, one of my most valuable possessions, while it's overlooked by many, is a rope. You know, and it's tied up here. Believe it or not, a rope for a single man on any vessel opens up a lot of options. Like, you know, dragging my kayak up the side of a dam, or lowering it down one side, or tying it off. Like here we have varying water levels. It keeps my kayak in one spot. Here, you know, I can kick this thing out and, you know, we're tied up. I don't have to worry about it. And the water level right now is currently rising. So that's kind of the rundown of all my gear.
And is there like a tent and sleeping bag in there, you said?
Yes, it's in here in a dry bag. Here you can see the top of it right there. I just didn't feel like hauling it all out and, you know, showing everybody. And I keep it in there so the probability of it getting wet is a lot less. Like if your food gets wet, this sounds awful, but just because your food gets wet, you know, you can still cook it and eat it if it came down to it. With my stuff in there, you can go hungry for a day, but you don't want to get cold, you know, during the night. So that's kind of my priority, to keep that dry.